What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? What's good? I know it's been a while. Sometimes you got to step back and refocus, man. Sometimes you got to step back and refocus. Just know one thing. It's all good on my end of the field. Y'all hit that like button when y'all get up in here, man. I see some things never change. Some things never change, man. Some things never change in life. Hit the like button, hit the like button. I can do whatever I want to do. This is my channel. Real talk. Oh, what's up, Shank? What's good? Right now, I'm talking to this other clown, talking about why don't I keep covering the prison sector? Who in prison? I can't cover something that I'm not in. How about that? I just thought I'd address that real quick. Y'all hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, man. Real talk. Ain't no doubt. Retired. Ain't nothing else going on with no prison. Yeah, it's the system they call it. It ain't prison, it's the system. Real talk. It's the real system. So let me ask y'all this. A prominent Trump supporter was unalive today in Utah, right? Close range, they say. He was close. Man got so close, he let one off, hit him in the neck. Ain't no surviving that. Ain't no surviving that. And all Trump had to say was, I send my condolences out to the family. All the work you put in for him, and it's all you get. That's why I tell people all the time, create your own lane. If you create your own lane and don't take on the people for other people, you might be here another day. He was writing somebody else's story and got what somebody else supposed to have coming. That's all that happened. You can't be a part of hate, man. And that don't mean people don't like Trump. It's just more people that don't like him that do like him. And when you promote what he promote, might not end well for you. And that's what happened today, man. That's what happened to Charlie Kirk today in Utah. It didn't end well for him. Real spill. But guess what? Life goes on. Life goes on. There's one thing about that, though. Once you gone, you gone. Can't be replaced. Can't be replaced. Never coming back. Real talk. Can't be replaced, man. Ain't nobody safe. Ain't nobody safe. As long as you in society, ain't nobody safe. Real talk. Ain't nobody safe in the world, man. Ain't no protection. When it's time for you, you gotta go. Don't matter, man. Real talk. Ain't nobody in the world safe. yeah, it's all good. It's all good, Shaker, man. Get at me. Real talk. What's up, man? Y'all hit that like button for me, man. Y'all know I ain't gonna be here long, man. I just come to give my spiel. I just come to give my spiel. And I know dudes miss the penitentiary Reddick, but guess I ain't in prison no more, man. That shit is past tense. But if you want a story, as far as prison, go. Right? Real talk. Ain't no doubt. Yeah, got popped like that. But right now, I'm talking about the prison dudes that want the prison stories. I make a deal with y'all. If you go to prison and you get out, I give you my word, I interview you. Right? If you go to prison and you go down there, survive all of that, and you get out, I give you my word. Real talk. But as of right now, I ain't got time for no motherfucking prison stories. I ain't in prison no more. I'm doing free world time. I'm doing free world time. Yeah, and if you can't understand that, shame on you. Real talk. That's all. That's much emphasis I can put on that. Right? If you want to hear anything about prison, I'm gonna need you to go and come back, and I'll bring you to the platform. But as far as me, nope, we ain't doing that no more. Real talk. It's free world time, man. Let's talk about you doing time in the free world, where the light bill will kick your ass, or where your responsibilities will kick your ass. Dudes in prison right now, guess what? They in the safest place in the world. They ain't got to worry about paying no rent. They ain't got to worry about paying no car note. They ain't got to worry about taking care of their kids. They ain't got to worry about none of that. I'm talking about prison. They don't have to worry about none of that. Real talk. Matter of fact, T.I.'s son going to prison. He got him a fresh 5. He'll be able to come back and tell what it's like. Right? But when you doing time in the free world, that prison shit don't add up, man. Because everything down there is free. Real spill. Now, back to what I was saying, right? Conservative speaker, man, Charlie Kirk was unalive today in Utah, spreading somebody else's message. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Charlie, man. R.I.P. Charlie. He was a real representative for the MAGA movement. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But however, once you complete real talk, let's pray for his family. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. I mean, we got to pick and choose what we going to do, when we going to do it. And we have to understand when it's time to get out. Right? My thing is this. You convinced all the youth of his age bracket, right? And they voted for Trump, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But your job was done. Now it's time to move on. What happened to it? I don't know. You gotta ask them politicians. I ain't no politician. All I'm saying is this here. All I'm saying is this here, man. In real time and in real life, you got to pick and choose of how you gonna move. Real talk. That's why I say some people you can stand side by side with, and you don't have to worry so much about things happening, and it's so. It don't add up. But like I said, you can really do whatever you want to do. It's your life. And you can go in any path you want to go on. But a lot of times that shit ain't gonna end well for you, man. Especially when you represent a person where they dislike by a lot of people. Real talk, man. That's as simple as I can put that. So choose wisely on what you do and how you do it. Real talk. Choose wisely on what you do and how you do it in life. Because as you've seen today, ain't no safe haven, right? You never know. That could have been orchestrated by the same people that he was promoting. You never know, man. Because wherever you go, there you are. And it's hate on both sides of the field. The very person you represent and the people that's already against you. But I know people don't think about that. They think about they doing it for the cause. Well, newsflash. Life don't work like that. Don't work like that. Real talk. Isaiah 6:4, Charlie Kirk. Whatever that means. Whatever that means, he probably should have got that scripture beforehand. He probably should have got a real scripture and some real instructions beforehand, man, because what happened today, man, it was real tragic, but the person that did it didn't see it that way. Real talk. Yeah. As soon as he spoke on that gun violence situation, gun violence happened against him. Unfortunately, man, that we live in a society, man, where guns are people's first nature now. That's what they solve their problems with. You know, they want a quick fix. Oh, got Slim in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good? Like I said, man, it's just unfortunate we live in a society right now, man, where first law of nature to a lot of people is gun. Slim said they wasn't even checking bags or purses. That's crazy. How you gonna throw a function, or should I say a rally, with all those people and they was not doing no bags checks? How are you gonna do that? You got thousands and thousands of people, right? Yeah, you got thousands and thousands of people and there's no bag check. Come on, man. That let me right there know. Guess what? That let me know how much the people at the university and the people in Utah cared about Charlie. Think about it. Think about it. We at a political rally. We at a political rally. They letting everybody through the gate. Yeah, he was at college campus, which is fine. Shit, what happened to him today was at the college campus. What I'm saying is this: college campus, church, it don't matter where you at. Anytime you are speaking of anything as far as political, we got to have a bag check, especially when it's surrounded by words of, I'm not going to say hate, but a lot of people don't agree with the MAGA movement, right? Me, myself, I could care less. But a lot of people are against that, right? So, you mean to tell me, right? You mean to tell me that we speaking at a college campus where all these students at, and we don't do a bag check, and we supposed to be speaking for the good of people, right? But we don't do no kind of bag check. Now, how many of y'all think that if the president was there, they would have did a bag check? Tell me that. The president of the United States was present. Do y'all think they would have did a bag check? Now look what he had on the table. He had hats with number 47 on it, right? Representing who? We all know. But we don't do a bag check. We don't do a bag check. We don't do a bag check. That's how he was unalive today. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You have to watch out for the people that's claiming to be on the same team you own. You surrounded by thousands of people and nobody does a bag check. Real talk. Y'all hit that like button, man. Hit the like button. You can't check the bag, but you can hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let's go, man. Man lost his life today, man. Man was unalive today, man. Real talk. Charlie Kirk was unalive today, man. A loyal Trump supporter was unalive today. Real talk. And you mean to tell me no bag check? Nobody checked the bags? A man just got in with a firearm loaded and was able, not only was it loaded, was able to discharge that weapon this close. Come on, man. Real talk. Come on, man. That's why I say that sometimes I think a lot of that stuff be a real setup, man. In other words, what I'm saying, people will use you and get rid of you. You never know. You never know where it came from. You have to question the situation, man. Real talk. As Kirk would say, you cannot be affected by gun debt. I'm taking his advice. Well, some say, hey, but we all saw the end results of gun violence. Because I know a lot of times people will say shit because it sounds good. People will say a lot of things because it sounds good, right? Never in a million years did Kirk think that he was going to go out against the very thing that he talked about. He didn't think it would happen. He didn't think it could happen. Because if he knew that it could happen, it would have been a bag check. Nobody was checking bags. It's like, hey, bring whatever you got in, right? I'm Charlie Kirk. I know I'm going back home tonight. And he took it for granted. Not knowing that somebody in the audience was against what he believed in. And when you in that field and in that realm, guess what you got to do? Everybody's a suspect. I don't care who it is. Especially when I'm on this side of the field and the other person is on that side of the field. Everybody's a suspect. It's going to be a bag check. It's going to be a bag check. Now listen to this. If they made an attempt on number 47's life, why wouldn't you think that that could happen to you? Why wouldn't you think that? You just that comfortable to sit up here and do like that. Real talk. Like I said, man, it is what it is. And at some time and point, the unexpected is expected. No, a lot of people don't think like that. A lot of people think that these are my people. So the unexpected is the expected. But a lot of people don't think like that. A lot of people think, you know what? Everybody that's in this crowd is for me. And they own what I'm on. And when I speak, it's like ear up hood and they listen. Well, sometimes in life we find out the hard way that things didn't always go our way. And I know at some time at point we all got to leave. We got to leave this place. We got to leave this place. Real talk. What's up? What's up? What's up, Matt? What's up, man? I'm just saying, man, from the outside looking in, if I had to voice my opinion like I'm now, Charlie Kirk took for granted that it wasn't nothing gonna happen to him. He was surrounded by his people, and he trusted and believed in the people that was in the audience that he was speaking to. But I get it. Certain things become repetitiously. When you do it a lot, you think you're going to have the same outcome. It's no different from being surrounded by your boys. And you go down your street, and guess what? Your boys there, but somebody else showed up. And that's what happened today. Charlie Kirk had his people doing what he normally do. Charlie Kirk was doing what he normally do. But it was that one person that was amongst that audience was in total disagreement on what his agenda was and what he was talking about. And it just didn't start today. Because sometimes people can wait, guess what? Because sometimes people can wait, right? Real talk. Like I said, sometimes people can wait a lifetime. They'll wait a lifetime. In other words, they'll wait you out and wait for the right time where there's no bag check. Where there's no bag check. And today in Utah, they wasn't checking no bags, man. They wasn't checking no bags. And the very thing that Charlie talked about, which was the Second Amendment, right? Gun violence. Real talk. Yeah. Yeah, we can all get caught slipping, no matter, ain't no doubt. Yeah. Real talk. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is this, man. When you in control of a situation, when I say this again, when you in control of a situation which I'm assuming they was in control of their Utah situation. Guess what? Guess what? You supposed to have some type of bag check. At least have it. And that don't mean the person couldn't have got in with something. But at least to attempt to make it safe. He said it, I didn't. Right? Yeah, he stood firm on the Second Amendment. Real talk. Yeah. I ain't got no problem with it, man. I'm not here to discredit or credit the things that Charlie Kirk said or the work that he put in. That ain't what I'm here for. I ain't here to do that. Because it's one thing. That in which what happened to him today, nobody should wish that on nobody. Regardless of race, creed, or color, or political views. Nobody should wish that on nobody. And I'm not going to say it was no unfortunate situation, because some things are inevitable. What I mean by that, a lot of times whatever you put in is what you get out. Real talk. Real talk. Political violence is not okay. And I'm in a total agreement with that. I'm in total agreement with that. But we got to look at it like this here. If you choose that, understand that that's what come with that. And it ain't no rules of engagement. If you choose to be a politician or to indulge in politics, it's a dirty game. Real talk. If you choose to indulge in any kind of politics, it's a dirty game. And there's no referees in the game. In other words, what I'm saying, the people that are looking from the outside looking in their mind, they say by any means necessary. And Charlie Kirk wasn't liked by everybody. He wasn't liked by everybody. To some people, his intellectual mindset was a threat. He was a threat to some people. Put it like that. He was a threat to other politicians, right? And through his work, you could see that he was going to be a force to reckon with. And the people that's in politics, guess what? In their mind, guess what they saying? We have to stop that. What do people do when you become a threat? They got to stop the threat. And in today's society, it ain't number one way to officially stop a threat. I'm just going to give a ball, a strike, a strike. Some particular person saw Charlie Kirk as a threat to whatever political field that they was in, right? They saw this young man as a threat, right? Who knows? He could have been the next president of this great United States. And he was associated with number 47. So somebody might have saw him as a threat. And once again, when people in politics see you as a threat, it's by any means necessary. Real talk. And I guarantee you, when that firearm was pulled and that bullet discharged from that weapon and it entered his neck. He did not feel it. It's one thing in life you don't feel. It happens just like that. The people that's left behind gonna feel far worse than him. That's just what this is. That's what happens when you depart this beautiful earth. You might not feel nothing. The repercussion and consequences and the pain is going to be left from the people that's behind. Right? All that's going to be remembered of Mr. Kirk is the work that he put in. Some people liked it, some people didn't. And we know one thing. When you enter the realm of whatever politics you in, right? Whether it's for office, whether it's for streets, whether it's for anything you in that requires politics to be involved, you have to understand what comes with it. Ain't no doubt. It's dangerous. And I think he knew that. He knew the realm that he was, he knew those waters had sharks in it. And it didn't mean that the people that put the suit on and dress up like him, he knew that one day, right? He knew one day that it was possible to be somebody that's in the audience that sends him to heaven or hell. He knew that. And he still chose to participate in politics because that was more important to him than anything else in life. It's kind of like this, man. It's attention is a drug, right? Y'all don't ever forget this. Attention in life is a drug. It's a unbelievable high. Attention is. Put yourself in a coliseum and you performing, and all these people are cheering for you. You don't need nothing. All you need is the people to cheer you on. That is an unbelievable feeling. That's why people try to stay around long as they can in the sports world. Because in their mind, they don't know how they can make it after that life is over with. Gilbert Arenas said it best. He made over $100 million in sports. That's all he knew was sports. And when he got away from the game, it was for a lot of people. Right? That's what it did. That's what it did for number 47, your president. When he lost that other election, he didn't know nothing else to do but to try his best to get back in that Oval Office. Real talk. He didn't know nothing else best but to try to get back in that public office. It's the attention. Real talk. It's the attention. Yeah. Attention is a drug, man. Attention is a drug. Just pay attention and you will see. Boss man in the building, man. Boss man in the building, man. Fair warning, man. For any troll that's in the scene, man, you can leave now. Real talk. If you a troll, you can leave right now. Because when boss man get here, it's a wrap. And he just showed up in the building, man. All I'm saying is this, man, is that a lot of things in life, right? A lot of things in life you don't have to participate in. Because the worst thing can happen when you get involved in work. And once it worked for you, you stuck. Once you get all the attention from all the people, it's hard for you to move on, right? Unless you have some type of self-discipline. Real talk. That's why when people say, hey man, where you been? Speaking of me. Because I'm gonna go MIA for weeks at a time. And I'm gonna show back up. You know why? Because it's one thing about the situation with this social media. You cannot allow yourself to get caught up in this entertainment to where you think people really give a fuck about you. I don't care if it was 1,000 people in here. I'm not that naive to think people give a fuck about me. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Just like the guy came on and say, hey man, why don't you tell prison stories, right? Why would I want to tell a prison story when I'm not in prison? Why would I want to do that? That's going backwards. And my best advice to him was, won't you go to prison, come back, and I'll interview you. And you can have a prison story to entertain all the people, right? But people don't understand. Let me just share something with y'all, man. Prison, doing time in prison is the most easy time in the world for people like me. Real talk. Listen to this. Listen to this, man. When you doing time in free society, this is where you get your fucking name from right here. Free society. We are doing time right now. We have been on this live for 39 minutes. That's time. We are doing time. Doing time in the world is 20 times harder than doing time in prison. But I get it. When a person has never been to prison, they find that shit entertaining. That's entertaining for people that ain't never been to prison, right? But when it comes back, on the back end, tell your time and the shit that you've accomplished while you was out here. Because I know some people that's been free. I know some people that has been free, right? Guess what? And this free society has kicked their ass. That's why you don't hear too many people want to talk about the times they've been free. They want to talk about the times or get entertained by the times that people did in prison, where everything is fucking free. You get no points for being in fucking prison. You are considered a loser. I don't give a damn how much time you put in the world, how much money you had in the streets. The day you arrested, you lost that game. And that's why I tell people all the time, the time I did in prison, all of that shit was wasted time. I was a loser. I find no enjoyment in telling the motherfucker, hey man, this is fuck prison. For future references, this is the way I feel. Fuck prison. Let's do some time in the world. Let's do some time in the world. Real talk. Yeah. Let's do some time in the world. Let's pay a light bill. Let's buy a house. Let's get some life insurance policies in the world. People that are associated with me that did time that I did, we don't find no great pleasure in talking about that shit because that was the most easiest time for us in the world. Anytime you catch a man, guess what? Listen to this. Anytime you catch a man going back and forth with the prison, that means, guess what? He don't have a motherfucking thing in society to stay free for. That's the bottom line. Yeah. Somebody say we lost a legend today. Hey, man, it's to each his own, man. We look up to people in certain ways, man. So if Charlie Kirk was a legend to you, shout out to Charlie Kirk. Nobody's here to downgrade his work or credit or discredit this particular person, right? I just spoke on the situation because I understand in any realm you in, is sacrifices and repercussions for the realm that you enter. And if you enter a realm of politics, you bound to piss some people off. Because everybody not going to be in agreement with the shit you saying. And for them not to do no bag check at the University of Utah, I think it sucks. I think they contributed to his situation. Not to check a bag. Because if it had been number 47 in the house, every bag that entered the door would have been checked. That's all I'm saying. The very person that he campaigned for, tweeted out today that the great Charlie Kirk unfortunately didn't make it. Me and the missus sent our love. Newsflash, that ain't gonna bring him back. That's all I'm saying. Understand what you getting into before you get into it. Because everything in life has consequences and repercussions. And some chances you take are smaller than others. The shooter was on top of the building. 200. Hey man, what? That's what. If it was number 47, the building is gonna be checked. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying if he was on the top of the building, he was in the trash can, he was under the rug. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying before somebody of great importance come in town to give a speech, everything in the vicinity is going to be checked. Everything. That's all I'm saying. That tells me how important he was. Might not want to hear that, but that just tells me how important he was. Right? Real talk. I think it was planned. I don't put it past it. I just said that. Anything that you involved in and you not a equal, you are a expendable person. Remember that. Anything that you're involved in and you are not equal to the man up top, you are expendable. You are expendable, man. Real talk. You just got to know when to get off, man. You have to know when to get off. Real talk. And if you don't know when to get off, you might become the next. And y'all put the rest with that. Right? Put the rest with it, man. What I'm saying is this, man. If you gonna carve a lane carve the lane for yourself. Now, it ain't gonna make it no easier. It ain't gonna make it no easier. But what it will do is this. It'll look better on paper. That you had this happen to you in pursuit of this, right? That's all I'm saying, man. But we live in a world, man, where it's dirty. And it's real dirty, right? And it gets dirtier if you don't understand what you in and don't realize the consequences and repercussion of this right here. But I get it, man. The attention. Attention is a drug. And once you acquire too much of it, and you get a lot of people doing this right here, you get a lot of people clapping for you, it's hard for you to turn that off. Because now you done got caught up in the illusion of everybody liking you. Real talk. We in a world where people can dislike you, but put another mask on and be right in front of you, and you'll think it's the same mask that other person that like you. In other words, what I'm saying, it's called changing faces. And people can do that. They good at that. And that's why I tell people once again, like the people mentioned in the chat about me, and where you been? You been MIA? No, I ain't been MIA. Anything I did, I intended to do it because I don't want the people that's in the chat or the people that subscribe to the channel to think I'm naive to thinking that they give a fuck about me. And that don't mean that somebody want to see something happen to me. I just know people don't care that much. They might enjoy the conversation because we make a lot of sense from time to time. But we all got selective ears though. We pick and choose the part that we like, which is cool. But for whatever it's worth, don't ever get it twisted to think that I think the people on this social media network give a damn about me. I ain't that gullible. I ain't that gullible. But I'm one of one though. I'm one of one. Real talk. I'm one of one. Real talk. The unseen enemy is very dangerous. Ain't no doubt. And they could be sitting right there in front of you and you wouldn't recognize it. Because you think you safe. You think you safe. Nobody in society is safe, man. If you create a path to be disliked in. That's the most dangerous thing in the world. And I'm not saying go around trying to satisfy everybody you meet. That ain't what I'm saying. But when you create a path and you are easily disliked, you probably just wrote your own fucking chapter. That's all I'm saying. And that don't mean that you try to satisfy everybody. But attention is a drug, and it's dangerous when you take too much of it. Only thing that shows is you not used to something. It's no different than growing up, and you the person that ain't never ever had a nice looking woman. The minute you get that nice looking woman, you got to show off. You got to show off to the whole world. And then you got to down all the other women because you ain't never had a nice looking woman. It's like this. The great Barry Sanders said one time, I never forget it. They asked him, why you don't dance when you get in the end zone? He said, shit, because I'm going to get there again. And y'all don't let that go over your head. Why you don't never dance when you get in the end zone? Because I'm just that good and I'm going to score again. And if I waste my time every time I score a touchdown, I won't be able to finish the game. I'm going to be so tired. That's how life is. That's how life is. A lot of people waste their whole entire life when they get it, showing it off. And if that's you, then that's you. Real talk. If that's you, that's you. But when you used to being in a position and having certain things and all the intangibles and the shit that go with that, you're not going to waste your time trying to show it to other people because that shit don't matter to you. That's just like me being on here, right? I come on here. This is me. Whenever I have time to. But when I'm not here, I'm not losing no motherfucking sleep. I'm not losing no sleep. And that's how people should look at their life. It's called prioritize. Prioritize your life in what makes sense. And what makes sense. And don't let this app that we own now become your fucking life. To where you got to have blown out arguments with people. You got to do all the shit that you would normally do if you on here because somebody else watching you that you don't even know. And that ain't to down nobody. I'm just giving the ball, a strike, a strike. Don't take that pill, man. Don't take that attention pill, man. Don't do it. Yeah. Real talk. Don't take that attention pill, man. And don't ever be that naive or that gullible or another country. But I understand if you've never a real friend, then any friend will do. Real talk. And I get that. Why do you think so many people do that? Why do you think so many people do that, man? It's sad, but it's true. But anyway, I would tell you I'm coming on tomorrow. It all depends. It all depends. If it fits into my free world schedule, I'm doing time in the world. We all doing time in the world. I'm doing time on planet Earth, on hard planet Earth. And its bills got to be paid. Its bills got to be paid. Unless you live somewhere else where it's so small. Real talk. And that don't mean I'm big me and little you. That just mean I understand that real life become before this shit. So until we tap in again, man, y'all know what I say, man. Stay up, stay free. Because without that freedom, you ain't got shit. Without that freedom, you ain't got shit. But once again, this is my word for people that are interested in prison. For people that are interested in prison and entertained by prison and entertained by ex-prisoners, if you go to prison, you can write your own story and come back and I interview you. Real talk. Don't let that shit go over your head. Yeah. Don't let that go over your head. And I know some of y'all don't understand it. It's no different. When I went to prison, it was like a person went to World War II. The people on his team, because a lot of them didn't make it back. And that's what I'm trying to tell you about me. A lot of people that I went to prison with didn't make it back. Real talk. A lot of people that went to prison with me didn't make it back. They were unalived on the battlefield. Them the kind of stories I got. Them the kind of stories I got. But you'll never ever hear me tell them stories. Real talk. You'll never ever hear me tell them stories. I don't find no laughter of telling a story about a fallen soldier. But I'm different. I'm different. Let's talk about the time you're doing on planet Earth. Why that light bill beating your ass. Why them kids ain't got no shoes. Why you ain't got no car yet and you ain't never been to prison. Why you not on that leash yet. Why you still in the house with a woman that's receiving government assistance and you ain't never been to prison yet. Let's talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. But you want to talk about the time that people been to prison and did all that time. Real talk. Let's talk about that. Yeah. What's good? Let's talk about all them times. Let's talk about the times you got in domestic violence with your kid's mother. Let's talk about the time your fucking son reached up and he couldn't pull nothing back, food on the table. But you ain't never been to prison. Yeah. Nobody want to talk about that. That's why I say I'm who I am. Mr. 110 every day, all day, across the board. I'm going to talk about the shit you don't want to talk about. Yeah. Y'all stay up and stay free, man. Stay up and stay free, man. And don't let that light bill kick you square dead in the middle. Don't do it, man. And go get some food and put it on that table for them kids. Because we doing real hard time out here on planet Earth. This is real time. And some of us ain't surviving it, man. Some of us ain't surviving it. Salute.